I stand before you today to announce my candidacy for President of the United States of America.
I was in law school at the time. I was about halfway through. I was in my 2L year, and I knew Obama was my candidate.
I heard his famous convention speech, but I heard it kind of after the fact. As we kind of got closer to the 2008 election cycle, I finally went back and listened to the speech, was blown away as so many people were. I caught the fire immediately. When I went home over the holidays and saw my parents, I shared the convention speech with them as well. And I said, I think this is my guy.
Now, even as we speak, there are those who are preparing to divide us. The spin masters, the negative ad peddlers, who embrace the politics of anything goes. Well, I say to them tonight, there is not a liberal America and a conservative America. There is the United States of America.
They were talking about his trip to Africa to visit the city that his dad was from. The AIDS epidemic was really bad in Africa, and a big part of that was because there was a stigma around being tested and people didn't want to be tested. So after being there for a few days, he decided that what he was going to do was walk through town and develop this long parade of people following him and then walk right up to the clinic and get tested. And that it hit me. It just felt so different from what I was hearing people talk about. I was like, that's leadership.
When he started talking about a more generous story of America, where he was saying, it's not a red America, a blue America, but also talked about a generosity spirit around race, to say that, our backgrounds don't need to be an excuse to overlook each other or a reason to cut off dialogue, but that are actually different experiences. There's a certain echo in people's experiences and a certain commonality that he emphasized. He described something that I thought was beautiful and was an evolution in our politics.
I was graduating at the right time. And then I went directly from my campus in Evanston to the south side of Chicago, where they were having Camp Obama, which is the kind of internship program that was a feeder into that first campaign. And at the end of that, they said, okay, well, if you had the opportunity to go and work for his campaign in Iowa, would you do it? And I was thinking to myself, yeah, if the West Wing has taught me anything, it's that everything starts in Iowa.
But I started calling around to people I knew who had some connection to him. And it turns out that one of my classmates had worked with him going all the way back to his state Senate days. So I just approached her in the cafeteria and I said to her, hey, I want to work for Obama. I'll do anything if you can get me a job there. I'll sweep the floors if I need to.
I think that's one of the beautiful things about the model that was used in 2008, that if you were willing to show up, they were willing to walk you down the path to do the work you wanted to do in your community.
We know that what began as a whisper has now swelled to a chorus that cannot be ignored, that will not be deterred, that will ring out across this land as a hymn that will heal this nation, repair this world, make this time different than all the rest. Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
And yeah, there were, we had canvassers that had guns pulled on them, really horrible things said to them. I don't know, you would hug each other and, you would remember what you're doing this for and you would carry on. There were times that were really, really difficult, but I do think that through all of that, everyone really did feel like we were part of something bigger than ourselves.
We're meeting young people who are registering and signing up for their caucuses in their hometowns, in their college towns. They're coming out. Folks that hadn't really been engaged by campaigns before. And at that time, which sounds crazy now, but there were Republicans who said, I voted Republican all my life, but I'm coming out for this guy. And not just because of him and his policies and his speeches, but also because of you all and the community and the organization that you're building here. We like the way that you do things and we want to be part of this movement.
If there is anyone out there who still doubts that America is a place where all things are possible, who still wonders if the dream of our founders is alive in our time, who still questions the power of our democracy, tonight is your answer.
I will say that I think a big part of the hope as the Obama organization, disbanded, I guess you would say, was that people would take what we had learned and would find places where it was applicable, that we could really continue to support that change that people wanted to see in their communities. And the more that we can be engaging people in making their communities a better place for them and making sure they have what they need, the better our democracy is going to work for everyone.
The best part of the Obama experience wasn't actually the campaign. It was when I was running the first school I started at. My student base was nearly 100% students of color. They had a president who looked like them. We used to hang his picture up all over the school. And the effect that he had on the self-image of my students cannot be overstated. And that was the most beautiful part of the Obama years for me, was actually working with kids who were able to look at themselves differently because of what we did on that campaign. And that's an enduring legacy. He was a two-term president who I think changed in many ways just the way we look at ourselves. And that was beautiful.